The dynamic and inclusive nature of expressive arts develops learners' motivation and their artistic, creative and performance skills. The expressive arts encompasses 5 distinct disciplines: art, dance, drama, music, and a new discipline of film and digital media. It's through these 5 disciplines that learners are able to explore their own environment, their own cultural identity, and that of the wider world. It's through this creative process and through engaging with these 5 disciplines that learners will also develop their well-being through developing self-confidence, motivation, self-esteem, and performance skills. The expressive arts has 3 broad what matters. These are linked to the creative process. 1, explore, is about exploring and experiencing the expressive arts. It's sort of about of and through. So by actually doing and performing, that they're learning about their identity, their culture, and also those expressive arts, developing their skills and knowledge. Or through by being an audience member or learning about or a particular genre or style. There's another that is about responding and reflecting, both as an audience member and also as an artist. So for example, somebody may go to see a play or a performance and they'd have, it would have an effect on them, and being able to respond and reflect on that effect is part of that process. Also, as an artist, responding to any feedback or development that may be suggested to your creative work, but also seeing your own but through reflection and finding a way in how to improve your work. And finally, that idea of creating, which is probably the pinnacle of the AOLE, creating and sharing your own creative work as part of that process. With these broad what matters and the broad nature of the AOLE, there are a number of approaches that you could consider when teaching this expressive arts. For example, you may look at doing an interdisciplinary approach using a theme. So for example, across each of the disciplines, the what matters and the theme are the link. And so, for example, you may have a theme of environment and you might be exploring your local environment through local music, bands, etc., the Manic Street Preachers. You might be looking at street art and its effect on your local environment and using that to create your own. Within dance, you may be creating a dance or doing some sort of free running or parkour that's linked with the urban environment in which we live. Or you may be looking at, in drama, plays about the effect of social media and that almost narrow environment that children are living in more and more. Another approach you could consider would be an integrated approach. And this is perhaps for some of the more daring or some of the more adventurous teachers, where you might look at incorporating a number of the disciplines within a lesson. And then there's always also an open-ended approach. This is where we would encourage learners to perhaps guide their own learning and explore the possibility of developing one or more of the disciplines.